Hello, and welcome to another episode of playing Crusader Kings 3 using the hardest possible rule set, starting as the iconic Duchess Matilda of Tuscany in 1066. So early in the game, Robert the Fox, who begins as the Duke of Apulia down here, became a scourge conqueror. We, in our first episode, broke away from the HRE by fighting our independence, and then swore fealty to Duke Robert. We did that because we were concerned that he would invade the Kingdom of Italy and take up our lands. By swearing fealty to him, we prevented that, and we've held on to most of our ancestral territories. That has turned out to be a very good decision. As you can see, now Emperor Robert has been on an incredible tear, conquering most of the Catholic world, some Orthodox areas, and even a bit of North Africa here. He is currently engaged in a war for the entire Kingdom of France that he is virtually certain to win, which will further expand his realm. Our plan has simply been to expand underneath him under his protective umbrella. We currently hold the Kingdom of Italy. In terms of future conquest, I think we're going to be looking at Germany, Bavaria, even Lotharingia eventually, sort of these core Holy Roman Empire territories. The reason for that is if the de Hauteville dynasty, of which Emperor Robert is a member, if it falters, if they have a ruler take over who doesn't get the Scourge Conqueror trait or loses it, we want to be in a position to seize those titles for ourselves and become the ruler of this massive realm. Because you see his current title is the Empire of Italia, because we control so much land in the Kingdom of Italy, if we wanted to, we would be able to seize his title now. But we don't want to do that. No reason to make him angry at us. Something else that could happen in the future is that you see the Holy Roman Empire no longer exist, but Emperor Robert and his heirs will have enough land. If they wanted to, they could reform the Holy Roman Empire. Usually the issue there is opinion with the Pope. I think to reform the HRE you need plus 50 opinion with the Pope. Sometimes these big scourge conquerors have it, often they don't. But if he does reform the HRE, once again, we'll want to be in a position to seize that title, get a claim to it first, and then seize it if the opportunity is right. To do that, we'd want some of the core HRE kingdoms like Germany, Bavaria, Lotharingia. As for now, we're just going to build up slowly. We recently acquired some land in the Kingdom of Germany here, Duchy of Crusader. The reason we did that was to start working toward hybridizing with the Swabian culture. They have industrious in particular, which is very powerful, and also just help us speed along our innovations. Given that we're going to have an Italo-Swabian culture soon, I was looking at other places that we could conquer. The Duchy of Augsburg is currently held by Emperor Robert himself, which has been unfortunate. It's possible that he will give that up once he conquers France and moves to some land in there. But if Augsburg were weak and available, certainly a target we could look at. The other target here is the Duchy of Swabia. But you see, it's currently ruled by an 18-year-old who on his own is not very strong. I think we'd certainly be able to steamroll him. The problem is he has a large number of powerful allies, including the Queen of Lotharingia, Duke of Thuringia, Duke of Nitria over here in Hungary. And so we would need to build up our power or hope he loses some of those alliances. In the meantime, we don't have to attack anyone. There's other stuff we can do to help build up our power. One thing in particular is currently our capital, two of our main holdings are in the Duchy of Tuscany. But even though Tuscany has 5 counties, we only hold 2 of them. One of them is held by the papacy, probably be very difficult to get that, but the other two are held by our vassals. And so I think what we want to do is see if we can take those two counties from our vassals. And do that, one is we want to have a claim on the county. For this county, we already have a claim. We also want to see if we can get a hook on that ruler. We'll do this by find secrets. We'll also try to fabricate a hook on our vassal here. Okay. Other than that, we are trying to fulfill our oath to shape the realm. So we'll build some buildings in our main domains here. It's always good to check on your succession. Our succession isn't looking ideal at the moment. We would keep our two main counties, which is what we want, and we would get the Duchy of Tuscany, but many of our other areas would go to our other sons. Currently have 3 sons. We're holding a lot of duchy titles, really more than we should be in terms of 6. I think when some of our sons come of age, we might start handing out those duchy titles. The other option is we could probably hand out a couple of those titles now, and I think we'd still be able to preserve Tuscany for our main heir, and give each of our 2 younger sons here 1 duchy title each. So we could do a little bit of a sort of juggling with our succession. I am concerned about the number of duchy titles that we're holding. That it's again, we're 4 over, so that's a negative 60 vassal opinion. So I think that is just too much. I think let's hand out some of these where we don't hold any counties in the duchy. Here, Verona, it's going to be this 8-year-old kid. It's probably not ideal, but we'll see. Let's see if there's someone else who's more powerful. Looks like all the vassals in Verona are 1 county, and looks like 3 of them are children, so I guess we'll still go with this guy. And again, really just want to get down that penalty a bit. I want to hold on to Crasia, the Duchy of Crasia for now, because my idea is I want to get the opportunity to hold a grand tour in 3 years. I want to be able to hit as many rulers in areas with Swabian culture to try to quickly improve cultural acceptance between Italians and Swabians through holding cultural festivals when I visit them on a grand tour. So I'd rather not give Crasia away. Let's see about Emilia is where I actually hold a county. A couple counties, I guess. And I actually even hold a county in Lombardy. So maybe I'll just hold on to, let's see, Spoleto. I don't think I hold anything actually. So we could give away Spoleto here. This is to one of our house. No, it's not one of our house members, is it? Okay, it is one of our dynasty members here. That we could give Spoleto to. I think let's do that. It always hurts a bit to give away these duchies, because you lose vassals, you lose a bit of gold and levies, but we're really over the duchy limit at this point. So that should help us a bit with our vassal opinion. You see, succession looks the same. We really want to have our heir get more than just 2 counties in Florence, so again, we really want to see if we can get those, be able to revoke these 2 counties. Now, to revoke those 2 counties, we will need to pass limited crown authority. The issue with that is the difficulty we're playing on means our vassals are very likely to form liberty factions and try to revolt against us. So I think we're going to hold off on increasing our crown power until we really need to do so. Meantime, I think let's build up our military a little bit. Look at our domain. I want to build something else in Siena here. Second level of farms and fields looks good. Get more gold, so we'll do that. Again, we do want to keep building to fulfill our oath to shape the realm. We have plenty of time, but we do want to get it done. Let's make sure our Chancellor is on domestic affairs. He is. Let's also take a look at our children, see if there's anything we can do to help them along. I think this is going to be a martial character, so if we could make him zealous, that'd be good. It's unlikely, but I think it's worth taking the chance. He can also study some more languages, so we will do that for him. This is our technically our third child, our third son, I should say, our second oldest living son, since our oldest son died. He's going to be stewardship. I think I'll probably be more likely to play him than our martial character. We can likewise have him study a language. See if we can give him our Faithful Blade commander trait, which we should be able to. And then we will continue on here. Seems like we cannot give our older son zealous, which fortunate but not too surprising. See, the Emperor Robert has taken over France, so maybe he will give up the lands he holds in the Duchy of Augsburg. We could sweep in to get that. Okay, and we gave away some duchies, and he's going to give us some. Let's see. So Friuli over here, we don't hold any territories in it, any counties. We can probably just give that title to this guy who hates us, largely because too many duchies and we hold that duchy, so make him much happier. Continue on. So I've talked before about when you're on very hard, you only get to have one major and one minor alliance, and the minor alliance often is very minor. Something could be you're limited to a barony, and we're talking about alliances with people outside your realm that you can call into wars. But while you can only propose one major alliance through marriage, if the AI comes to you, they can propose additional alliances through marriage, and so you can basically circumvent that practical one alliance limit. The regular game of CK3, if someone came to you with a proposal to betroth one of your daughters to them, it's almost an automatic decline. There's really no reason to do it. You can decline and find a better alliance on your own. But here, using the hardest possible rule set, in fact, we can't do that. If we turn down this alliance now, we won't be able to get it again. I'm not sure we need this alliance, but I do think it would be helpful, especially if we increase our crown authority and all our vassals rebel. So it hurts to give up one of our daughters. This is an alliance that we should have for a long time. This is someone who is ruling Croatia, who is under Emperor Robert, as we are, one of his vassals. He's only 15. Has a fairly strong military, so I think this is the decision here is to accept this. Hopefully he will not get in wars that he'll try to pull us in, but we'll just have to see. Take the prestige there. See what education trait our son has. He is also rowdy, so intrigue or martial. I'm not a huge intrigue player, and because we're playing on very hard, there is a significant penalty to the base success of all the players' hostile schemes, which does make playing intrigue more difficult, even if we wanted to do it. Unfortunately, it looks like Robert is going to hold on to the Duchy of Augsburg. A little bit odd, but okay. Don't need to pay that much for a hook on someone sort of random. Do see that the Duke of Swabia here is now fighting in a war. It's probably a war he's going to win. You know, do want to keep maybe an eye on him. That is somewhere that we could look into conquering if either he loses his allies or he gets, involved in multiple wars. Doesn't have much gold, so he shouldn't be able to haul mercenaries against us. We get yet more titles. Have another daughter who is unfortunately a dwarf. Again, I think for Istria, we just give this title away. This hunt, I mean, I think it's just too far away to travel, 5 months to northern Germany to go to it. Just keep focusing on our buildings here. Station these troops somewhere just to get rid of the notification about them. So this is a grand tournament with 2 events I think we should be able to participate in. We will have to get some experienced captains to make sure we don't die. The rather terrible event where you all drown, I think we'll go given the particular events available in this grand tournament. And frankly, we're not doing a whole lot at the moment. Grand tournaments are good. You can get prestige, gold, artifacts. Reason to get a hook on that guy. Would be different if it was a hook on the actual count. I generally don't bother with sabotaging people. We'll just go with the top option here. We don't spend prestige. We get some stress, but it should be a big increase in our score. I think let's do it. Prestige or get some negative health outcome, so we'll just play it straight. We did win, should lose some stress here, I hope. There we go. See, 150 prestige, 65 gold. Grandmaster for 5 years, so A lot of beneficial things. We'll focus now on getting into the recital. I often go tourney grounds to improve my score, and then temple for that first option where you can get 225 renown, which is just a great amount. It's really unfortunate about having to endure the stress, but we did get the renown, so that's good. I think maybe when I get back home, I will hold a feast to lose some stress, and just as importantly, to improve the opinion of my vassals. And we can lose stress here, and we even increase our score a bit, so all good stuff. We'll just go with the bottom option, not potentially have him as our rival. Here, just looking for the best percentage chance. Same here. And we won both events, so that's good. Get more gold and prestige. See what sort of artifacts we get. Get, some urns. We'll put them on display in our court. Along with this letter from the Pope that we've had hanging around, might as well display it as well. No huge benefits, but small ones are good enough at this point. My attempts to fabricate a hook on this guy are just not going very well. I mean, again, because we're playing on very hard, our hostile schemes get a significant penalty, subtraction, so not too surprising we're having difficulties here. I mean, do we really need to be a dedicated intrigue character? That does remind me, we do have a few intrigue perks, including the ones that allow us to get dark insights for torturing people. So let's torture some people. Maybe it'll increase our intrigue, and we could, see, it did even. We can maybe increase our likelihood of getting some of these hooks. I mean, our you can see here our intrigue is quite good. I mean, 18 is nothing to sneeze at, but it's just quite difficult because of the penalties from playing on very hard difficulty to successfully get schemes. We'll decrease our stress here. Take the friendship over the rivalry. This accolade is something else I wanted to look at. I don't know that we have great knights at the moment, but at this point I think we have enough money that we can invite some knights and hire them, and then see how they'll perform. Really looking for Blade Master, Vanguard, maybe Valiant. A Besieger isn't bad. Guess we can recruit this guy. He does have prowess of 12. Let's get him married so he doesn't leave us. But yeah, we really don't have a lot of good knights, so hopefully this invite knight decisions will give us some better options on picking acclaimed knights. Meantime, we talked about holding a feast, so let's do that. We'll focus on trying to get the highest opinion gain. Make our vassals like us more, be a bit more accepting of the increase in crown authority I would eventually like to do. Don't want to marry him to a mayor, as that would likely cause him to leave our court. Don't think there's anything particularly good we can do with him. Oh, I was totally wrong. So I think let's pick up Vanguard here. Vanguard improves your heavy infantry, which are usually the backbone of most armies. You can get increase in regiment size. You can also, if he levels up a bit, you can get retinue Vanguard, which are extremely powerful. So Vanguard is one of the things you want to get. Okay. Okay, it looks like, yes, looks like Duke Robert, or I should say Emperor Robert, gave up Augsburg, so we are almost certainly going to be attacking it after we finish this feast. The reason for that is partly because it's in Swabian culture, and so whenever we hold our next grand tour, we can go up there, hold cultural festivals with their vassals that are up there, and increase our cultural acceptance with them, hybridize our culture. Also, because they're Swabian culture, we should have high cultural acceptance after we hybridize with them, making them less likely to rebel against us. One thing that I have sort of forgotten is that I am a witch, and I do want to convert my children to witchcraft, and so we can form the witch coven, which has some nice benefits. So we will start working on that now. We do have some rivals, so I want to keep filled the 4 positions that reduce the likelihood of murdering us. Also want to have a good tutor and wet nurse, and a good seneschal who will improve our other positions. Guess we'll just wait till he dies. Don't really want to take the prestige hit at the moment. I have these autofill in case I miss the notification that they become open. So I know this guy, we could make him a besieger. I think we already had that option. But yeah, good to have another decent knight. And again, I think because we're playing on very hard, the knights that we get offered as a result of invite knights aren't the strongest really, but they're the best we can get, so that's what we'll do. Rather have the gold here. Okay. No reason not really to imprison her, torture, so you can get some dark insights. And also I wanted to avoid a stress gain there. Here, let's try to increase our vassal's opinion of us, so we'll go with the middle option. Okay, learned of a secret. That's good. Might have guess we exposed the secret there. That's another grand tournament we could go to, where we should be able to participate in both events. We may even get up to level 3 of wit. Add some nice benefits. Well, I do want to get on with conquering Augsburg. I think we can head out to this event, we'll save money for the moment because I do want the funds when the cooldown our Grand Tour comes up, which is soon, so we can go into Grand Tour and again improve our cultural acceptance up, with the Swabians up here, and also just get lots of gold. The more gold, the better. And with that gold, we should be able to build more buildings and finish off our oath to shape the realm. That guy's amazing. Okay, so we will certainly pay to hire him. Let's get him married so he doesn't leave us. We also want to recruit this much less impressive knight, but still a new knight. Let's see if our amazing new knight, what sort of accolades he can get. I think we just go Valiant here. Also have 95 gold, huh? Oh, it's because he has all these claims. I don't know that we want to pay 95 gold for a guy that we want to be serving more than a knight instead of recruiting him for all of his claims. Really not having good luck at getting a hook on this guy. Let's look at our efforts to fabricate a hook. I think when we would get to 10 advantages, we'll just fire it and see what happens. I guess we'll try a top option here, even though the percentage chances aren't great. Don't want the bottom option, don't want to lose the gold. But to try to go to improve, we failed unfortunately. But we did still win the match. A 9% chance of success. I think we will cheat here. We got caught cheating, so whatever. Always seems impressive the number of 90 and 95% chances that you fail in CK3, but perhaps that is just an accurate representation of probability. Sometimes you are going to fail even incredibly high chances of success. Guess we'll try this top option. Okay. So we did prevail. We should get another artifact, gold, prestige, all good things. Guess the lesson was, don't cheat. Probably could have won the first one as well. Generally, when I have disasters, usually your vassals will take care of them, and I don't pay too much attention to them. we'll have to see at this stage of development if that's still true. You know, the chances here aren't great, but they're not really going to get any better, so or much better at least. Okay, so that was basically a disaster. We'll move on. He still likes us quite a bit. Let's take a look overall at our subject's opinion of us. It's kind of mixed. Okay, so at least our eldest son got a 4-star education. That's very good. You know, overall, he has quite good stats, good personality traits. So we'll have to see how the other ones turn out. Ideally, we'd want to marry him to someone who is genius or intelligent. There just really are not very many options. Yeah. Okay. We could marry him to someone who's a bit older, who is either Herculean or Amazonian. That woman has terrible personality traits. Neither of them really have good personality traits. Guess we can look at some of these, quick women. Only a couple of them. Maybe let's wait a little while. We don't have to get him married right now. So we'll just wait and see if some better potential brides appear. Convert her to witchcraft. Move on to converting more of my children to witchcraft so we can get the witch coven. Also want to start educating this son. So make him diligent. Diligence is just a great trait. Gives so many stats. I think we'll try to make this son calm. Just a much better chance of succeeding on it. And calm's a decent personality trait. He's not going to be, he's a stewardship character, not a martial character, so zealous will be less important for him. I fail on both. Alright. So I think let's see about attacking Augsburg here. They're still quite weak. Doesn't have that much gold. I think we should be able to attack them, conquer them relatively quickly. Let's get some more siege equipment to be sure. Make it go a little bit faster. We'll probably call in at least one of our allies just to be on the safe side. I guess it has to be King of Croatia, really. Because we had another ally here is quite powerful, but I believe he died, and this person is surprisingly weak for being a duke. Not too much difference in our armies. Maybe we can, well, guess we'll have to see if we win this. It's going to be close. I think we would just barely pull it out. Is Croatia raising its armies to help me or not? Looks like not. Seem to already be involved in some war. That's unfortunate. So let's create some more men-at-arms. So he was able to hire some mercenaries. I think if we get some more armored footmen, it should be enough, hopefully. See there that our vassals did take care of the flooding of the Po. Making a master of the horse is actually not a bad idea. Let's, since it does improve our armies, let's take a look here to see what we can do, else we can do to improve our armies so we can win this war. Wait until our armies regenerate a bit. If you come to attack, okay, so there's Croatia. All right, so I was slandering them. They are in fact coming to help us. There we can form our witch coven, which again gives some quite useful benefits. Don't need to go to someone else's coronation. Hold on to our gold here. I think we can start sieging now with Croatia here to help us. Definitely should be able to defeat the armies of Augsburg. Just not having much luck in finding secrets in this guy's court. Surprised our allies immediately went to attack the Augsburg armies. That's going to be a very close fight. But when we arrive, that should decisively swing the scales of the battle. Run back here to sync up with our siege forces. Alright, I think I don't know why we can't get that option on the count himself. That we can pay gold to get a hook on the count would be nice. Stopping rivals, sure. This is a bit strange. Obviously, the claim here that our daughter is a criminal because she's a witch, but obviously I'm a witch as well. So we aren't going to expose her or imprison her. Just have to take the stress hit. check on our unfortunate prisoners here. Some more dark insights. Prowess isn't terribly important for us, but might as well get it. Now that we've established the Witches Coven, we go back to swaying our vassals so that they will be more accepting when my increased crown authority. Alright, let's give up. Good. So this is very good here. Again, our second son, second living son. Midas touch, so that's very strong. So he's diligent, temperate. Generous is has more upside than downsides. I mean, it does make your vassals far less likely to rebel against you. But monthly income hit really hurts. On the flip side, if we play as him, almost certainly take a wealth focus, so that would counteract the income loss from generous. So yeah, so far our sons are turning out very well. And now we have Augsburg. Why is he so powerful? I really do not get that one. I mean, he has 692 men. Maybe they're looking at when he's at full strength compared to where we are now. Yeah, I don't get that. I think he's a good bit weaker than we are. So, looks like some of our Swabian vassals are traveling or something. Let's wait a little while. Also figure out what's going on with our new vassals attempt to rebel against us. Torturing them to see if we can get dark insights. Increase our intrigue in particular. Don't think we did. So he's coming back. This guy's coming back. Oh, that guy's in our prison. Okay, fair enough. He's a child. That's the guy that hates us. Guess we can ransom him after we've tortured him. Probably not going to be terribly happy with us. Probably should have kept him in prison. He'll likely join the other guys. Yeah, that was probably a mistake. So as soon as that guy gets back to his county, we will at least see if we can have our grand tour here. So we want to start with our Swabian vassals. We want all of them to be on cultural festivals. And the rest, it's less important what we do. Don't have quite enough gold. We will want mountaineers, maybe even more travel options. Guess we could go this grand marriage where our gold builds up. Sure. Might as well hit point of interest here. Let's see how this goes. Have to become a gardener. Very useful for managing stress. Sure, pay the ransom for her. Good thing we're an herbalist. Just zooming out here to see how Emperor Robert's doing. Still doing quite strong. Okay. Oh, so no more grand wedding. Hopefully we get back our vassals, at least in the Swabian lands, will all be available for us to go visit them and improve our cultural acceptance with the Swabians. Not really a big issue if we're late. I think we'll take the gold. So here, usually I either go mustering with the idea to get inspection, primarily for the extra domain taxes. I'll do well prepared, really more for the travel safety. I think let's do mustering and see if we can get another wandering perk and use it to get the extra domain taxes. Oh, she's no longer married? Did her husband get killed or something? Okay, I guess her husband died of pneumonia and she just hung out there. I guess. Curious if we can get another good alliance. Apparently we get, that's interesting. I'm surprised we can get another strong alliance. Poland is part of, Poland is part of our Empire of Italia. As I say our, obviously Emperor Robert's Empire of Italia. So yeah, let's get this other powerful alliance. So it must be the game is counting. Oh. Wait. So okay, so Croatia is no longer, King of Croatia is no longer engaged to one of my daughters. I think I may have, maybe should have looked at that a bit more carefully. Is she somewhere? Okay, well, alright, so we do in fact only have, one alliance, which, not surprising. That is unfortunate. Hopefully still in fine health. Got a negative result there, so not good. Alright, let's try to go on our grand tour. Looks like most of our Swabian vassals are still in their counties and not traveling around. So again, we'll maximize chances of improving cultural acceptance. This will work. Don't know that we really need prestige, and then since we're hitting 10 stops, even if we miss a few of them, that should be enough to get maximize success of our tour. Mountaineers, I think you get mercenary guards to be on the safe side. You see that really cut down our danger, so this looks good. Obviously it's quite expensive, but the gold we make on it should more than compensate us for the initial outlay. Didn't want to fight bandits there, especially since I'm already wounded. Didn't want to get severely wounded. Increase the control. Avoid stress. Some peasants look like they're going to revolt. Probably not the biggest concern. Is a concern is we do want to fulfill our oath. We are starting to get a bit close on time there. We could either build or improve one of these very powerful special buildings. I think we do that. Yeah, I think we do that after we complete our oath. I think that makes much more sense. As for now, I'll try to stick to less expensive buildings. That looks good for now. How many more buildings do we need? Okay, so if we start building one more building, that will do it. Try to increase this guy's taxes. Always like having more gold. So 21% for the Swabians. We need to get 40%. Prestige. Really don't want to pay any tolls. Like dogs, so take it. This brooch is useless. Rather have the gold. Not giving him any gold. Ah, crap. Okay. So you can see the glowing red. Okay, so you see the glowing red plague symbol means we have a Black Death outbreak. Obviously that's not good, especially as we're traveling. We have our personal position control plagues. We want to isolate our capital. As soon as we get back to our capital, we will enter seclusion. There's not much we can really do besides that at the moment. Just have to hope that we don't get plague as we travel. Black plague can be a double-edged sword in that it can open up opportunities because it weakens other rulers. But frankly, I don't think we needed that. I think we'd have been better off without any Black Plague since we're Black Death, since we're already in a pretty strong position. But obviously, we don't have any control over when it hits. We are playing on Doomsday Plagues with unlimited random Black Deaths, so the Black Death can hit at any time. I think most CK3 players, you've likely never seen the Black Death if you play on normal settings. You're not going to see it unless you play in quite deep in the game. You know, the 1340s, which I think is far past what most people play. So if this is your first time seeing the Black Death, you know, get to see how it works. One of the more surprising statistics about CK3 that I have heard, and this was from a video by the YouTuber Koifish, who said that Koifish said that he talked to Paradox, and Paradox said that 90% of the starts in CK3 are in the 867 time, which I really thought, I thought probably at least a plurality of the starts would have been in 1066. You know, just has so many iconic characters, including Matilda, but apparently that's just not right. That is the vast, overwhelming majority of starts are in 867. And so, especially if you're someone, you know, who really only starts in 867, I think it's very unlikely that you'll have seen a Black Death unless you're someone who's, you know, played what, over 500 years of game time. So not going to get a good trait here, unfortunately. Impatient is probably the least bad. So we'll go with that. See if we can instill a good trait in him. Also have him study language. Okay, you want to take this option here, the top one that increases cultural acceptance for the reason we talked about before. Likewise, increase cultural acceptance, and that should be enough to hybridize, I believe. Yes. So go ahead and do this. Swabo Italian. I think we'll keep Latin, since that is where most of our territory is located. I mean, communal does have some benefits in terms of building. Spiritual, more piety, more control growth. And the control growth will be nice in terms of recovering from the Black Death. I think since we have to change something, we'll change it to communal. So we could get 7 cultural traditions here. I don't know that we really want 7 cultural traditions. I guess we could take them for now, and I mean, if we were to reform, is there anything that we'd want to take immediately? We could get stalwart defenders. It's always helpful. Even stand and fight. I don't know that we're going to have our domain really be in the mountains. So I don't know that we need mountain homes. Parochialism is good for you're getting more taxes from city holdings. Formation fighting is good for barracks, strategist. Some of these other benefits down here. Public and legacy, kind of the same thing. It's more parochial vassal tax contribution, more benefits from city holdings. I guess let's just go with it, and hopefully we'll be able to change as necessary. province. We want to be increasing development there. We'll also want to be increasing control. Probably nothing we can do to stop the control from going all the way down, but we'll do our best. Still want to build one more building, which we'll do here, and then we will wait until we fulfill our oath before building anything else, so that everything we build from here on out gets the advantages of fulfilling our oath. Let's see here what else we want. Get guilds for the extra building slot and bonuses to our being able to build more economic buildings. Let's do that. Once we fulfill our oath, we want to start looking into building windmills and water wheels where we can. So you can see Swabo Italian covers all of Tuscany. Okay, let's keep going. We were going to have a peasant uprising anyway, and when you're in the Black Death, peasant uprisings are especially likely. Don't think there's too much of a concern here. We should be able to put them down easily, but we do have to deal with them. Decrease our already quite poor control. Probably have to change our seneschal to improving control instead of improving other court members. I think let's do that now. Tribute always want more gold. Let's go with the bottom option. Looks like our caravan master has Black Death, bubonic plague. It's surprising that he died. Oh boy. I think we'll go with this guy. Sometimes your caravan master can die, because of events. So we generally don't want my son or other important court members, like my personal physician, to hold the caravan master position for this. I don't want him to become my rival and try to murder me. Here, I don't need the stress loss. We'll just refrain. I think this is fine. Get more piety. That is the end of the peasant war. Guess what's going to happen to you? Did we torture the other two yet? Guy has withering mind, and he keeps getting tortured. Queen of Italy. It's kind of an unfortunate life. Let's just check my math here. Shape the realm. We need to build 4 more buildings. We are currently constructing 4 more buildings, so that's what we want. I would like to enter seclusion, but I can't, of course, because we're midway through our grand tour. Happy to have this guy become our friend. He won't rebel against us. Okay. Let's check on Emperor Robert here. He is starting to get, he has some problems. Quite a few problems. be interesting to see when his son takes over, how that works out. Wonder if we are in an entrenched regency. Oof. Very expensive to swing the scales of power. Don't know they want to do it. When my bodyguard, the knight, just up and left me. Was that the really good one? Probably. Yep. Okay. Well, that's life. Get more taxes. I rarely take that first one because your chances of losing more gold are higher. Are you likely to lose more gold than get a little bit of gold? So we'll avoid getting even more seriously injured. I think we take the top one, even though it causes a good bit of stress. Would like the extra plague resistance. Why isn't my... Oh, sure. About to say, why isn't our marshal trying to establish control in Florence? The reason why is because there was a peasant uprising there, and so that caused it to go away. Don't want to take the risk of being totally lost with the extra stress gain, so we'll just keep moving on here. Oh, poor guy. This is usually just the mayor trying to rob you, so I don't have any interest in doing that. Go for a ride, see if we reduce our stress. So I guess we have a 100% chance of winning this. Okay. Hopefully that's correct. Looks like we did, in fact, win it. So we got bullfighter. Just don't want to take the risk at this point. You really want Matilda to pull through, get through this Black Death, and then we can think about choosing an heir. And we can choose an heir because we are a queen, we hold a king level title, so we can elevate someone to be our co-monarch, and that person will become it has to be one of our children, has to be an adult child. But when we elevate that person, they will become our heir, even if they were second, third, fourth, etc. son. Guess it's fine to lose this courtier. Let's have a couple more stops before we make it home. Tell our stories about traveling around during the Black Death. Closer to fulfilling our oath. We still have quite a ways, actually. And I do think we'll finish it well within the time that we have left. Don't need these claims now, but as we get older, we'll likely want to think about buying those claims from the Pope. The reason why is if the Pope gives you a claim, it's a press claim, meaning that you can pass it on to your heirs as an unpressed claim. By contrast, what we've been doing to get claims is using sanction loopholes. That only gives you an unpressed claim. So just take the piety hit. Don't want to have someone in my court get Black Death. Really not having much luck on helping my people who get ill. I guess because we lost our caravan master, even though we got a new one, he doesn't really kick in until our next journey. So hopefully make it through these last 2 stops without getting the bubonic plague. That's interesting. Is that because... Okay. Let's see if we can find a good... marriage for our grandson there. This often has a negative result, but I would really want the control growth, since control growth is going to be devastated throughout our realm because of the Black Death. The Black Death, the main thing it does is destroy development, destroy control growth. You can see here, I'm sure we were at 100% before. Now we're at 16 and just keeps dropping. I don't know what our development was, but my guess is probably in the mid-20s, and now it's 13. Fortunately, it looks like the Black Death is still going strong. I mean, it did seem to start in Italy, so hopefully we'll be the first ones to get out of it. But we'll have to see. Don't want to get wounded. So we pass the last stop, that's fine. This is like the best chance. Also gets us some prestige. Let's see if we can... Okay, we did manage to actually cure one of our courtiers, so that's good. I have difficulty like scrolling down here. I've seen other people be able to successfully scroll down now. That was a bug for a while, but I still can't do it, so alas. Anyway, get this very powerful modifier, get 450 renown, like all that. Get resilient bloodline, then after this we'll probably go into something else, most likely go down the warfare tree. You really need warfare, because when you're trying to fight other realms on using the hardest possible rule set, you need every advantage you can get. Let's check around for any good daughters for our sons. Oh my. Okay. So this really gets to the question of, man, this really gets to the question of who do we want our heir to be? Because whoever our heir is going to be, we want to become betrothed to that genius girl who also has a strong alliance. And then if possible, we want our other son to become betrothed to this intelligent girl, though it's possible that becoming betrothed to her will, because it gives us an alliance, will block becoming betrothed to her. But we definitely want to become, one of our sons become betrothed to this this girl here. So the question is, do we want our martial son? Do we want our stewardship son? I mean, they both have one virtuous trait. They're both diligent. They're both temperate, for that matter. Calm versus generous. They're both 4-star education. So I mean, it just comes down to stewardship versus martial. I don't know. I mean, I think their total stats are pretty similar. I mean, one thing that is somewhat significant is learning, because if we have the money, we do want to send them to university, see if they can get up to 5 stars. I think I want this character to be our heir, this stewardship focused character. So we will, okay, that's the wrong thing. We will have him become betrothed to this genius. We will go ahead and elevate him to be our co-monarch. We will see if this son, yeah, see unfortunately the intelligent girl disappeared. That is, that's too bad. I think let's marry her to this Herculean woman. At least we'll get that in our bloodline. And there we go. And so our succession is, somewhat settled for now. We're just going to decline. Don't go fight any wars. Do want to enter seclusion. Yes. Enter seclusion. The Black Plague is still, Black Death is still raging. So now that we have hybridized our culture, we can give a title, Augsburg, to this guy. See if he hates us at least a little bit less. Decent amount less, but still doesn't like us very much. Huh. Surprised that Emperor Robert is losing so badly to this guy. Maybe it's a consequence of all of his elder traits. I mean, it's not great, frankly. If he loses, then we could have this Scourge conqueror in Wallachia start trying to take over much of the Empire of Italia. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. In the meantime, let's keep building up our own strength. Still waiting for this last building to be completed, and then we'll likely try to go on a building spree. Also, obviously, we're making very little gold. That's because of the Black Death, destroying our control, destroying our development. Guess we'll try this. Okay, that's unfortunate. But for now, we're just going to sort of hang around here. And wait for the Black Death to end. His character is martial, so him being brave is very useful. I mean, him being wrathful isn't bad, but I'd rather be brave before wrathful. Make him a faithful blade as well. Get rid of some of our stress with these decisions. We should be swaying someone. Okay. Don't want to travel. See, we're currently losing gold. Again, that's just purely a consequence of the Black Death. When the Black Death ends, we'll be able to reestablish control in our domain other counties, and that should help us get back to the positive. And as far as development goes, we'll just have to build it up over time. I talked before about we were on random unlimited Black Deaths. That said, my experience on playing on this rule set, similar rule set, does seem to be a 50-year cooldown between the start of Black Deaths. So we should have a bit of time before we have to deal with another Black Death. So we've completed our decision here, get lots of good stuff. Particularly this huge benefit to construction time and cost, so we'll certainly take that. If you weren't in the middle of the Black Death, I would focus on building this university here, which is still 1,000 gold. I thought it'd be cheaper. Or upgrading the Duomo of Florence here, which is also 1,000 gold. Thought it would be cheaper, but I guess not. But since we're losing gold and the loss is getting even worse, we're not going to do that. We're going to hold on to all of our gold for now. Guess we'll go with this one to try to stop the development decline or slow it down a bit. Do think the Black Death is starting to clear up in our realm. It's a bit hard to tell. Again, we're not traveling anywhere, and we wouldn't go to someone else's coronation anyway. Okay, I think we'll take this guy as our vassal with normal feudal obligations. Probably will hate us immediately. +3, doesn't completely hate us. You can see our development just keeps rapidly dropping. Probably when the Black Death started, I didn't look at it, but it's probably over 20. Then earlier we saw it was 13, now it's 8. So, literally 0 control, not good. But the Black Death will eventually end. And then we'll move on. Okay, it looks like our liege was at least able to white piece out of his war with Wallachia here. Again, generally speaking, there's not a lot we can do. I would really want to do besides simply wait. Don't want our son to be married to someone for just a 263-man alliance. Maybe he comes of age, we'll find something better. Almost certainly going to go with this first one here. It's just simply better than the other two. I don't even know what happened here. He doesn't have any, doesn't look like there's much of an alliance going on there. Maybe this is some betrothal we did earlier. Well, whatever. I guess she's going to get married regardless, so either she did that on her own after she got divorced or her husband died, or we did it at some point for an alliance, and whoever the primary character was for the alliance got overthrown, or otherwise no longer is powerful enough. I guess we'll go healthy here. it's not an automatic thing. I mean, we do, on the one hand, Matilda is very powerful. On the other, we do have our succession set up. It may be time, for her to move on. I guess we'll go with whole of body, and then we'll likely switch to wealth focus. Might as well keep her alive a bit longer. I guess we could do this. Get our legitimacy up a bit. Okay, we've swayed Henry here. Let's see, who else do we need this way? I think once we come out of the Black Death, we're going to try to increase our crown authority. See what happens. And be ready to fight against our vassals if need be. I assume most of our vassals are going to be hurting the same way we are because of the Black Death. So I'm guessing all of us are going to have significantly reduced armies. Our alliances suck. I thought one time, I thought we were I guess maybe we were allied to the King of Poland and he died. I don't know. I think there's not much reason for us to hold on to Crazy, is there? Yeah, he'll already get other duchies, so he might as well. Oh, have we already given away Crazy? No. Where is it? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Helps to not be dumb. Let's see, I generally don't like creating... I mean, it's debatable. We could create a sort of theocratic duchy here. I mean, he does really like us, so yeah, maybe we should do that. Might make it more difficult for him to rebel. I mean, it does unfortunately hit us with our courtly vassals, but net, it'll just be -5 with those vassals. Did lose our tutor, unfortunately. Okay, we can see that the Black Death is really clearing up now. But okay. I think that's the grandson of someone who is one of my daughters who, is married to a foreign ruler for an alliance. Don't think I want to travel yet. I mean, the control is going to be terrible still, even if the Black Death ends. So it's going to be very dangerous to travel, even separately, even if we, even if the Black Death is no longer there. Development of 5. And again, just don't. It's a lot of grand tournaments. I just don't really want to travel yet. Okay, at least we are getting our subjects to like us. Some of them at least. Okay, so I talked about this before. It's relatively common that you get these scourge conquerors who conquer much of Catholic territory. Often they cause the destruction of the original Holy Roman Empire, and then they will reestablish the Holy Roman Empire. Usually it depends on their opinion with the Pope. And so that is what King Robert, or Emperor Robert, I should say, has done here. He's reestablished the HRE. So it does give us an opportunity to be elected. Probably not Matilda, but have one of our heirs become elected, or at least one of our dynasty descendants at some point in the future become elected to be Holy Roman Emperor. And hopefully this realm stays together, and one of our heirs can eventually take control of this vast empire that covers most of Europe. You do see that Robert here is doing quite poorly at this point, just has all kinds of elder traits. I mean, he is still a scourge conqueror, but he's in poor health and probably not going to be around much longer. As for us, I think we're looking at something different. I think we really need to get battlements. I guess that's a cultural spread. All right. Let's see here. I think instead of cattle, we can get windmills. A bit cautious about building in the other counties because those are likely going to be lost on succession. Guess we'll see how this goes. Okay. Alright, so we have maxed out the entire learning lifestyle. So as we talked about, let's get the gold. We'll be going up the architect tree, to the extent that we're still alive, because we want to be able to improve our ability to build buildings. Prevent the harming of cats. Even though it costs more gold, let's get a brewmaster who will help popular opinion. Let's also get a royal architect to help improve development in our capital, so we can come back a little bit faster. Getting close to where it'll be time to no longer isolate ourselves and come out of seclusion. But yeah, often when the Black Death hits, you just really want to hunker down and wait for it to pass over, and then really focus on rebuilding your control development. And if you do that, there are plenty of opportunities that you can seize, because the AI is often very bad at reestablishing control, and really not that great at development for that matter. And so after a Black Death, within a couple of decades, often you'll be quite powerful, while many of your potential opponents' targets will still be quite weak. So just zoomed out here for the map for a little bit, take a look. Ruthenia is quite large, but is not a scourge conqueror. The units here, on the other hand, are extremely large and are led by a scourge conqueror, have surprisingly little gold. Great Liao, also scourge conqueror. Song, still quite powerful, tons of gold. England is still led by the Normandies. See the Karluks here of, you know, well, between the Karluks, Emperor Robert, you know, Byzantine Empire is in very dire straits. Continue on here for a bit. That should help with, you know, the cost of my becoming marshal helps a little bit with the cost of unrated men-at-arms and have a big effect. This guy who is intelligent, I almost want him more for a to marry one of my daughters. I think we'll just bring him in, and then you can marry him. I think you should be able to. Yep. There we go. I think we'll try to get the development growth improvement in exchange for losing a little bit of prestige. Okay, so we've been going quite a ways here. I think we'll call the episode now. You know, our plan going forward again is really to improve control, stabilize our gold situation, and then start looking for more opportunities. And it's quite possible that Queen Matilda passes away during that time. It will be led by our son here again, who's looking quite good. So you can also think about handing out some territories to our children, especially if we gain more counties. It probably makes sense to give them to our kids. Thuringia up here. I guess Thuringia is part of a bigger empire. They're a potential target. East Franconia is looking really weak. They are certainly a potential target. I guess the question is, how close are we? We're quite far away from the Kingdom of Germany, which is okay. We're still in Confederate partition, so we wouldn't necessarily want to get enough to make Germany. But in any event, that'll all be for next episode. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you join us for the rest of the series. Thanks. Goodbye.